Hi team, recording has been started. Good evening to all of you. So in this session, in today's session, we will be starting with our own API. So to make our own API, we will be choosing a framework called Express.js. It is actually a Node.js package only. In this package, or why we use this package is so that we can create our own backend code, our own API. As we all know what is API, so far we have been building APIs into technologies like Java, like .NET, like PHP. Okay, we used to build our HTTPS web APIs on platform like .NET, Java, PHP. Right now we have a very light framework, and that too a Node.js platform only, where we can create our own APIs. Okay, and then later we can host it also, of course. So now these APIs will be in very neat and clean, structured, in a very structured manner. It will be very neat and clean and in a very structured manner. Correct. So to start with, what we need to do is we need to install Express.js package in our project. We need to have our own Node.js server, which should be up and running. So the idea would be our own Node.js server will host the API locally, and then our Angular project will be talking to the API. API will be talking to DB. Although we'll not start DB today, we'll have a separate time and then we start, we pick a separate session and then we start the DB, MongoDB. But till today, what we'll see is we'll be having a Node.js. Let me just, show you something from the, okay, I'll draw it over here itself. So if I need to draw it, so there will be, a platform where we can say a node server is the one which is handling the platform, Node.js. Okay, so Node.js will boot up or start up the platform. Correct, a server, you can say a local server. On top of it, what you will see is we will be having our front-end project, web project, and we'll be having our API project, and we'll be having our database, right? So how the whole project is going to set up is, or how the whole project or architecture is going to work is, one second. So consider this all as one platform, which we call mean, right? Mean stack. And will not take any automated, automatic code or any ready-made code for our Express or our Node. We'll create all these things right from the scratch, right? We'll create all these things right from the scratch. So now you can see, so this whole is mean stack, and now the mean stack application is running over Node server. Correct. So this is our web project, web project separately running on some separate port. Correct. It's an Angular. Angular, whichever framework you want, you can use it. And then this guy will be our API, of course, which is an Express.js. I'm just, telling you whatever is required to start with it, right? As we, as we gradually go into this Express.js, to this MongoDB, we'll get more and more information. Okay, so don't worry. There are tons of things that I wanted to tell you, but if I start speaking all these things, we may not be able to, start it also. If I start speaking, we will not be able to start this topic itself. correct? Because there's a lot of information that I wanted to share with you, but I have planned for it step by step, one by one. Whatever is the bare minimum, I will always start with that first. Okay, so web project, then we have API project. What happened? This is going to be in Express, right? Then we have our DB, which is a MongoDB. MongoDB, correct? So in this 3-tier architecture, right? In this 3-layer architecture, 3-tier architecture application, we basically design, or we basically develop the whole mean stack application. So all these 3 layers, all these three layers will be working, all these three platforms, sorry, all these 3 projects will be running over the node. Node is going to provide a local host server to your all 3 projects, basically, right? All 3 layers. Is that much clear, guys? Any question, any doubt in this?
No, sir.
No? Someone, I guess, put in the chat. Okay, no question. So Pranshu, no question, right? Great, great. So this is your mean stack. If you search this mean stack diagram over the net also, you will find the same thing. Let's say we find something, we say mean stack image, right? Mean stack architecture diagram. So which one we should see? Which one we should see? Let's open all. First of all, let's clear what I have on the screen. Yeah. Now we can pick anyone. See this one? Client is requesting. Client means us. When someone will start from our application, correct? Someone will hit our application, we build nation. So all the data, how all the data will come, that is the flow. So someone will open our we build nation, then the request from our web project will go to node server, because node server is the one which is running the show basically. So node server will pass the request to Express.js. Express.js will hit MongoDB. From MongoDB, it will pull all the drives, all the food drives, right? Or let's say homepage banners, homepage images, homepage data, correct? All those things. Again, it comes to Express.js, because Express.js is API layer. Always remember, right? From Express.js layer, Express.js will return data to Node server. Through Node server, it will go to AngularJS. So Node server is basically a platform for this whole mean stack application. You can refer any other diagram. Say this one. See, correct? I would say this is good. If you see this looks absolutely good. If you see, they have used the typical words also, which technical words also. So see Express.js, make a request to database and return response, request and response. This is basically a kind of sequence diagram they have created. Correct? Guys, is it clear or not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So let's download this one and save it. Save image. I guess now it's time also to host the project into Git so that you can pull the project. So you all know how to pull and push, team? You all know
Yes, sir.
now how to pull and push,
Yes, sir.
right? Good. So anyone in the chat? Yeah, good. So this is the diagram. So now you're clear how basically things will go. So now you know that very first thing that I want is I want my Express.js. Yes or no? I want my
Sir,
Express.js.
excuse me, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, Express.js is any language, मतलब like a TypeScript language या client
We
side
can we
language
can
या
we can write in TypeScript also. In Node we can write in TypeScript also.
so like a it is like as
It
server
is like
side
a
language या
JS. It is like
JS.
a JS.
Okay.
It
It
is
mean it client side language.
client side. Yes, yes, of course.
Okay.
Client side means it will run at client side. It will run at server. It's API. So API will run at server.
Okay.
API will run at server. API cannot run in client browser. It will run at server. Your Angular project will run at this one. The here. Got a point?
Okay,
Your
sir.
server will host your Express API at its point. Okay. Your Angular project, whole Angular project will be at client side. The whole Angular project will be at client side. Okay.
Okay.
So far you have seen. That's what I'm saying. Please listen to me one more time. Huh? That's why I said in the start, APIs, so far we have been developing APIs either in .NET or in Java or in PHP. Simple, correct? Now we have one more tool to create our APIs, that is Express.js. So all these four, correct, will sit in the server because API should be hosted somewhere. APIs should be hosted somewhere. There will be an IP address of the API, I mean to the API for the API. There will be a domain URL for an API. API will be hosted on some domain, correct? So it should be up and running on some server. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's go back to our project and there only we implement. So today we see successfully hitting the API and getting some data, fetching some data. Let's see how we can do that. So let me just start the project. Now we need 2-3 terminals. Okay, so I will close all first of all. Close all these, whatever is open. So let's open terminal. Not here, sorry. Is it fine if I start, terminal here itself in Visual Studio Code?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes.
So file, edit. Sorry, you can shortcut is control and then this. So in the view or file, edit, I guess you will find it. Edit. No, file. Open. View. Yeah, view. So you go to view and click on the terminal. So you will be able to open a terminal. So this is one terminal. Similarly, you can add any number of terminal. See, I have 8 terminals now. I can use any number of terminal. That is not deleted. Once it okay, I'm back. So go to selection, sorry, view, open terminal. Yeah, so how many terminal? Only one now. So now what I will do is simply, first of all, I need to install Express.js, right? So not all the version of Express.js is good. Let me just first search, show you, install Express.js. Although the command of installing Express.js is very simple. You can see over here, npm install express.js -- save. That's it. It will install, but it will install the latest version of Express. So I wanted to check the latest version of Express. So Express latest version, npm express latest version. I guess 12 is going on. No. My mistake. What I'm saying. Yeah. So where is the version? I used to have I used to have the version 4 plus, and do we have more than that? Let's see. Where is the versions, man? Yeah, correct. So see, 4 4.17.1 is the latest one. So why don't we check the same version? Let's see. I can, as I said, I can simply say npm install express minus minus save, and it will install the latest one. But I want to install the specific one. Okay, specific one. I want this 4.17.1. So how to install it? Go to your terminal, right? And simply say npm install. Install what? Install express at the rate version minus minus save. Now at this point I wanted to explain you this as well, that what is the meaning of minus minus save. So minus minus save says, like, add this package, whatever new package you are adding, correct, whatever new package you are installing, obviously it will get installed in node module. You already know this fact, that whatever you install through npm, it is going to get installed under the node module folder. Agree, no doubt about that. But where you want its entry to be there in package.json, do you want the entry should be in dependencies, or you want the entry should be in dev dependencies? So guys, here we have two things, dependencies and dev dependencies. So if you want to install, I know you don't know about the difference between dev dependencies and dependencies, so I straight away goes to the explanation. So dependencies means whatever packages you required at the time of development, right? Whatever package you required at the time of deployment, right? The package which you required at the time of deployment. And dev dependencies means the packages which are required at the development time, correct, as well as deployment time. Sorry, only development time, my mistake, only development time. Okay, so dev dependency means only development, and dependencies means packages that are required, correct, for development as well as deployment. So dependencies means development as well as deployment. Dev dependencies means only and only for the development purpose. So if you see this TypeScript, this package will be installed in our project as dev dependencies. Why? Because browser doesn't understand TypeScript. So while deployment, we don't need TypeScript, we need only JavaScript. So TypeScript will be there only till development. And when you basically give a build, so your TypeScript will get converted into JavaScript, right? So just an example. So what I'm trying to picturize in front of you is dev dependencies is which is required only and only at the time of development. Dependencies means which the packages which are required at the time of development as well as deployment. So if you see dependencies here, so you will find all these packages are very important for the deployment perspective, development as well as deployment perspective. Is that clear to all of you? So I need Express.js for development as well as deployment also, because my Express.js, I will write all my APIs in Express.js. So obviously I need this package for development as well as deployment. So team, any question, any doubt? Any question, any doubt you have? All clear? All good? So I guess our Express.js also is done. Good. So you can see, yeah, you can see it is installed.
So dependency means when we are running time.
We are
Running time, but mean the project is running at that time. No.
that is compilation. What you're saying, or ahead of time compilation, correct, or ahead of time. That is different thing. Dependencies means packages, libraries, frameworks basically. For example, jQuery. You tell me You want jQuery to be installed as dependencies or dev dependency? You tell me.
Sir, dependency.
Dependency.
Dependency, right? Because you want jQuery, for development as well as deployment, correct?
Okay.
Understood?
Okay, sir.
Good. So our Express.js is installed. Now we need to set up our server file, where we can create our own small server. Okay. So at root folder, what you will do is at root folder, you will create one file called server.js. Simple. Server.js. Now there are few steps that I will write over here, correct? So step one, I mean step by step, so that you will remember what you're supposed to do. So step one is install Express, that we have done already, correct? Okay. Step one. Step two. Step two should be imports and require. Step three should be pass Express as global variable. Step four. Setup setup static directory. Okay. Step 5, set default route. Okay. So these are the 5 steps basically that we need to do. So first one is done. We have already installed our Express.js. Second is the require or import part. Require import means just like in TS, in types of file you have seen, we write import, right? Whatever file we need, service we need, we just simply say import. So here in Node, instead of import, we call it require. So require, import, using, all are same thing. You got it or not? Team, is it clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's do step 2, where I say constant means which is not going to change, once you start initialize. It will not be like variable where dynamically you can change the value. No, whatever you store at the first time, it will be there like that. So for all the global packages, right, correct, we basically use const. Okay. Now interesting thing, so I say const, I'm creating a constant variable, say express, as I said, our our first thing, import. So equals to require. I require what? I require my Express package which I have installed. Correct? First thing. Then if you remember, I said we will be using the APIs over HTTPS protocol or HTTP protocol, right? API basically run over HTTP. HTTP or HTTPS means whoever has the internet can consume it, can use it. So APIs are usually run over HTTP protocol or HTTPS protocol, correct? Where they can be accessible over the net, correct? So next package should be HTTP. So I need to basically call HTTP. I need to basically import or require HTTP module. Third is God, path. Okay, path. Path is basically for path variable we need for our our for our routes, for our APIs, for our directories, right? Basically it is for directory path. We are having a path system, right? So how this file or this server file, correct, will get to know, get to know the folder structure. Like I need to go inside this folder, then again next folder, then again next folder. Long story short is path is required so that we can mention, correct, so that we can use different folders, files, correct, with the help of path. So yeah, so next is path. So we have all three important uh, imports basically. One is express, second is HTTP, and third is your path, correct. Now the next story is, the next point is pass express as global variable. So how we will be doing this one is, we have a question. Pranshu, I didn't get your point. What you said? Is it written in Express? What is written in Express? Express is one package on top of Node. So what exactly is the question, Pranshu? Sorry, I didn't understand this part. Hello. Okay. So we have a question. Line number 3. Is it correct? Line number 3. Yeah, it's correct. What happened?
Sir, there is a mistake
Okay,
in
okay,
the
understood,
spelling
understood,
of it.
understood. You're saying spelling mistake. Say like this, no. Say like this that you have a spelling mistake. Okay, yes, correct. So let's now set up Express as a global variable. So what you do is you say const, again const, say app equals to Express. So I pass the whole functionality of Express. I pass the whole functionality of Express, right, in a app variable. Is this much clear? In an app variable. Now step 4. Let me set up a static directory. What is static directory? Let me tell you. Let me just first finish it and then show you what is static directory. So I say app.use. So what exactly I'm saying is, I'm saying from where a server has to push, or from where server has to pick the code. Where is the code? Where is your folder? Correct? Where is your folder? From where I should start? From where I should start the project basically. Correct? The static directory. From where you will find index page, where you will find all the from where you find the index page, basically your startup page, index page. So if you open facebook.com also, so in that case also what happens is, basically Facebook throws you an index page first. I guess that you all know that it's index page which basically loads first. Am I right, guys? Basically server throw the
Yes.
index page first, correct? So
Yes,
index
sir.
page are usually our home page. So what is our index page? Where is our index page? So with the help of this app.use, correct, I will be setting up my index page directory. So how? Let's see. So I say express. I already have express variable. I say express dot, where is my static folder where all my files will be there. From that folder I will be fetching the index.html file, right? So but before fetching the index.html file, I need to show that what is my static folder. Are we good? Great. So in the static folder, you say path, yeah, dot join, right? Good. Dot join. So join is again a method. I say directory name. So as of now, we are setting a directory name. So our directory name should be, we need to check over here what should be our directory name. So when we give build, basically, when we give build, then our disk folder is going to get created. Correct? What is this folder? Again, guys, too many information. Okay. So consider the directory name is which is the folder which you will be hosting in web server. Did you understand this part or not?
No, sir.
Web folder, our web folder, our deployable folder. So what is our deployable folder? Do we have a deployable folder? First of all, team, yes or no? Do we have a deployable folder yet?
Sir, www deployment. No.
Correct. www is a place basically. Before that, I need to come up with my deployable folder, no? Okay.
Okay.
Let me take a break here. Break here means let's break the flow, and let's see first of all how you will generate a deployable folder. So there's a command in Angular called ng build. What is the command? Ng build. Okay. Minus prod. Prod means I'm giving production based build. I'm giving production based build, not the normal build, production based build. So what extra you will get in normal build? Sorry, what extra you will get in your production build? Let's see. So I fired a command ng build minus prod. Let this command run. Okay. I am coming in a minute. Let this command run. I'm just putting myself on mute and freezing my screen. I mean, in fact, not freezing my screen. Just coming in a minute. Till the time this command will fire. Yeah. Hi team, I'm back. Is my voice audible? Okay. So you can see, I fired a command, right? We fired a command ng build minus minus prod, and they have given us the production build. Basically, we got a production build. What do you mean by production build? From now onwards, I guess every day you will hear word like this: production build, production build, production build, right? Production build means a build which you will be which the build which you will be deploying to your server, basically, right? That is our production build. A production build is always like optimized build. Optimized means uh, it's like compressed, bundled, right? That also we discuss later, not now. Easy, step by step. But you understand this point. As of now, you understand this point, that by firing ng build command with minus minus prod switch, we get a production build. Production build means a build which is ready to deploy in live server. Okay. So you can see previously the disk folder was not there. Can you see now disk folder is there? Can you see this, guys? Disk folder.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
And
Yes,
now you
sir.
can see, this build command has built everything. All our asset folder where we have images of food, health, all these things, right? CSS, correct? Whatever we did so far. You can see all the files. If I just pick any of the file, let's say I pick main.js, and you can see all files are JS files. Remember what did I tell you? Browser doesn't understand anything apart from HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and XML. Now you tell me, do you see anything else apart from it? HTML and rest all are JavaScript and the CSS. Got my point, guys? So this is our build project or build folder, which is absolutely ready to be deployed on this server. So basically, my node server has to pick everything from this folder, from my disk/wbn web folder. Is that correct? Yes or no? Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
No, just not say yes, sir, because I'm asking. You ask yourself, did you understand or not? I said app.use express.static. So we are basically setting a static path, that from where server has to pick the files. So server has to pick the files from disk/wbn. WBN web, in fact, WBN-WEB web. Yeah. From here, from this folder, your server will pick the files. Okay. All good.
Yes.
Good. Now what next? I said, like, which you're supposed to start. I mean, which file. I already explained from where server has to pick its file. I have declare express as the global variable. Means step 1, step 2, step 3 done. Step 4 also done. Step 5 is set default route. Set default route. Yes, this is what we need to do, basically. Okay, let's set the default route. So here, in fact, step 6 is also there, but let's go step by step. So step 5, set a default route. So default route will be like app.get. Do remember, guys, this app is nothing but express package only, right? Correct? App is nothing but the app is nothing but which is representing express. So if I say app.use, it is as good as I'm saying express.use, right? So app.get, my first route is get, not post, not put, not delete. First is obviously default route, which is get. And this route is going to fire. When my first time when my application will load. So let me show you what I'm doing. So have you seen such kind of syntax before? Have you seen such kind of syntax before?
Yes, sir.
All of you?
Yes, sir.
NMS. NMS.
Others?
API.
Okay. So yeah, Pranshu, you're right. So we call it arrow functions. What we call it? Arrow function. We can also call it anonymous function. Anonymous function means function which doesn't have their name, right? With this syntax, we can write our inline function also. So long story short, we call it arrow function. So this is my get API, my first get API, where I put asterisk. Asterisk means when there is no route. Asterisk means when there is no route or default route. Okay. Here I am passing my what you call. I am passing my arrow function. So I say request and I pass response. So all the API function has request and response. So I pass just two variable req and res. You can put my name and your name also, correct? So just pass request and response. First is always going to be a request. Second is always going to be a response, correct? And when there is no route or when there is default route, right? Which means when first time page loads. So what I want is I say response, right? Response dot send. I wanted to send a response, correct? Like welcome to MeanStack. Welcome to MeanStack. Is that correct? This is what I'm supposed to do?
Yes, sir.
No. When the default page will come, when www.vbuildnation.com or .in will get called, right? When your localhost 4200 will get called, you supposed to throw index page. You remember or forgot? Index page. The very first page would be your index page, correct? In Angular also, if you see, what is the first page that loads in Angular project? Index page. In the index page only you will see app root is there. Am I right, guys? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great, great. So as of now, just for checking, I'm just sending the text, not the file. I'm just sending the text, not the file. Or wait, I mean, since we already given a build, why to waste time? So this will send just text, but we want to send a file. So I say response dot send file, correct? Which file? Now you tell me, guys, which file? Which file, team? When
So
you speak, when I will
index
finish my writing, huh?
index.html.
Absolutely correct. So I say dist, where it is, dist slash this guy, this path, right? And at this path, you will be having a file called index.html. Done. So a fifth step also done, where you set basically a default route. Default route means when applications start, what is the default page which is going to come, right? That also you set. Now what next? Next is, have you created your server? Have you created your server? Answer is no. So step 6. Step 6, create a server. So I say again const server. I say http dot create server. Very simple coding, right? Create server. In that create server, I will pass my app. Why? Because app holds everything. Because app holds everything. Correct? So when I create server, I pass my app variable here, because app holds everything. App contain all the configuration, everything. I mean configuration, your file referencing, correct? Everything your app is having. Your express module, correct, team? And then next thing I should be setting is the port. On which port, at which port my application should be running or listening to requests or giving a response. So I say process, yeah, process dot evn, right? So process dot environment basically dot port p o r t. So either I will get the port dynamically, correct, from the environment, or 3000 should be my default port, correct. So I cannot take anything from 400, oh, sorry, I cannot take anything from 4200, right? So I am taking 3000. So it's a safe port. Usually your Node Express.js, you run it at 3000 port. So till here, is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
So can you repeat the last line, please?
So my question, my point was, with this step, const port equals to process.environment.port, correct? So what I'm saying is, I basically need, correct? I basically need a port. So either it will give me the port dynamically, or I'm saying if it is not possible, then 3000 is my default port. Okay. So if you have port in the environment, when you run node, if you have port available in the environment, give it to us, else 3000 will be our port number. So far Angular application you run, and at the top it says localhost 4200, remember?
Yes, sir.
Good. People who have run Ionic application, they know the Ionic application by default run at port number 8100. Yes or no? Have you seen it or not? Similarly, this node server, right? We take 3000 if no port is available in the running environment. Is that clear to all of you? It's a port number.
Yes. Yes,
Just
sir.
like local is 4200. So now our application, our node server application would be localhost 3000.
Okay. So can we change without 3000 means other?
You want apart from 3000, I mean instead of 3000 something else. So for 3200,
Okay, okay.
3100, anything. Say
Okay.
3001, right?
Yes, sir.
Next thing is, now let's start the server. As of now we created a server. As of now we assign a port for our application. Last step should be step 7, is to start this server. So I say server with the variable which I've created, server dot listen, right? Server is started, it's listening on where? Listening on, the port which we have decided, port. Correct. And we will have the arrow function. Here I can put the console log just to check, is my server doing good or not. So console log, you can say server is listening. Server is listening at okay. So far I kept it very slow. Okay. just to make sure you understand each and every step. Now it's time to run our application. Now it's time to run our application, run our server. So we are not running Angular project. Please be informed, we are not running Angular project. Every time, whenever we need a new, whenever we need a updated Angular code, we need to do what we need to do. I asked this question to you only. Let me see how many will answer. Every time when I know, wait. Every time whenever I give, every time whenever I change in Angular project, I add a new component, module, service, anything. Correct? So what we should do? I mean, how we should make sure that server will point to the new one.
By using ng server.
npm install.
Did you guys understand my question? First of all,
No, sir.
can you repeat my question? What did I ask? Can anyone repeat my question? What did I ask? Nobody understand what did I ask, right? Nobody know what did I ask?
सर आपने ये पूछा था कि अगर हम कोई भी उसमें कंपोनेंट ऐड करते हैं या फिर सर्विस में कोई चेंज करते हैं तो हम कैसे इस चीज से, मतलब इस चीज को हम कैसे वो परफॉर्म करते हैं कि वो जो हमारे सामने आउटपुट आए वो नया वाली स्टेट में आए जो हमने चेंजेस करे हैं.
करेक्ट एब्सोल्युटली
करेक्ट. तो सर
हाँ बोलो.
अकॉर्डिंग टू मी सर, मेरे सिस्टम में क्या होता है कि जब भी मैं सेव करता हूँ वो अपने आप ही ब्राउजर रिफ्रेश हो जाता है, पर आप क्या करते हो, आप सर्वर को किल करते हैं और उसके बाद दोबारा स्टार्ट करते हैं npm.
क्यों?
सर
और उससे भी काम नहीं होगा. वेट इवन
एक्चुअली हमें इंस्टॉल करना पड़ेगा दोबारा से, npm इंस्टॉल करना पड़ेगा.
नहीं, नो. See, listen to me carefully, okay? Whenever I do any change in my Angular project, what I want is my server should point to the new code. So my server is pointing to this folder. My server is not pointing to source folder. Correct? Whatever entry, whatever new stuff, whatever things, routing, let's say I add routing, I add 100 things. Everything I'm doing inside the source folder. If you remember, everything happens inside the source folder. Your server, your npm server, node server is not pointing to source folder. It is pointing to this folder. So I give you a hint also. I need to make sure that my this folder is updated. Now you tell me.
Production build करना पड़ेगा फिर.
Correct. Every time whenever I do any change, I need to do ng build. So when I do ng build, again what will happen? Ng build minus prod will create a new latest folder basically under the dist. Correct? And you will get the latest code every time. And then you need to start your server. Let me just first of all start the server. So I say npm serve. Wait. So I say node server. See what it says? Server is listening at port 3001. So this is our message only, of course. Correct? So what I'm trying to say is my server has started. Let's check, is it actually started or not? So we'll go here and we say localhost. Instead of 4200, we say 3100.
So 3001, I think.
Okay, 3001. 3001. Let me just double check. Yeah, 3001. See? Right? So
Yes.
now it's not Angular CLI server. When you say ng serve, Angular CLI webpack, create a live deployment on local host, right? You're not using that server. You're using your own server. So now, what is the benefit? In any Windows server now, in any Windows server or in any server for that matter, you install Node, correct? You host your application like this, and just type a command, Node server. That's it. On that server, your application will be live. And if that server has a static IP, correct? So the whole world can see your site. Getting my point? No problem. I will show you those things also. Don't worry. How to deploy. But you got the point or not? You understood or not?
Yes, sir.
Team, any question, any doubt? Please go ahead. Team? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Is my voice audible?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. So now, what next? So my server is up and running.
So one thing,
Mhm.
when we updated the update the build function by production ways, no need the previous one.
That ng, previous one, no. Now for this, what we do is, I mean, now we need to maintain two servers parallelly. I mean, obviously, I want my Angular project also should run, because whatever I do in development, I need to see there itself, right? Whatever I do in development, I need to work inside source folder itself, correct? So I need my Angular project also parallelly running. Guys, you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So let me just tell you what exactly I'm saying. So I guess better would be we create an API. Okay, we create an API and see is it working or not working. What do you say? So for API, which one we should choose? Wait, Pranshu, I'm reading your question. 1 second. So this will remain same for deployment. Also, do we have to change? Okay, so see, in deployment you will be doing one-time deployment, but while development you will be doing multiple time development, check in, check out. You are running a server, hitting it, getting response request, killing the server, again updating it. So that is your development activity. But in deployment, it's like one-time deployment, right? One time only you need to do all these things. You will not be creating your server.js file daily, right? Once you create it, that's it. You just need to make it start, and then forget about it. It'll run automatically. Team, is that clear? Can we proceed?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so my simple question was, which API we should create first? Tell me. Hello.
Yes,
Team,
sir.
question to
Yes,
you. Question to you. Which API do you see I should basically create first? Which API you want? Tell me. We'll do the same.
Education.
But education we have not even started, no?
So I think food will be better.
Food.
Food, sir.
Okay. Okay, since homepage looks good, okay, let's do for food only, no problem. Let's because food I will fetch, but binding it as of now it will be little tricky. Tricky in the sense it will take time. I keep it simple. I basically develop one service which will give me the home data. I will develop one API in front of you, which will give me data related to the home page. Okay, so let's quickly start. Now, the next thing is I need to basically create an API folder where I will create all the APIs, right? I will be creating one API folder. So how we will be creating an API folder? Let's see. So at root folder here itself, correct? At root folder, what you do is you add one basically folder called API. Okay. One second, just 1 second. It's hanged basically. Give me a moment. Yeah. So if you see audio videos not syncing, please just let me know. I say API. Or I can say, if not API, I can say um, what is the proper name which we can put? Backend maybe. API is a nice name. Let's stick to API. API. Under API, I will create one folder, or I can create multiple folder basically. So I will, or in API directly, I will create one file. Instead of folder, I will create one file called home page dot API dot JS. It's just a naming convention, guys. Don't feel pressure, okay, that we need to go with the same thing. Only point is this is nothing but a naming convention, proper naming convention. I'm talking about home page API. So let's say home page dot API dot JS. Which kind of JS it is? API JS it is. Correct? Like that. Now what you can do is, yeah, so now what you should do is you should start writing your API. Now I don't have DB, and we are not going to have DB also today. So we'll basically return a data from the API, mock data from the API, not from the DB. In next session we'll hook it with the DB. Okay, as I said, we'll go step by step. So same process, same steps what I have taken for these, correct? Like I need express, I need path, I need HTTP. In fact, path I don't need, but at least I need express. So let's copy and put it over here. Then I need one package called say, then I need one package called const router, basically, which will create your routes. So express all comes under express. So if you install express, you have everything. Router, right? And then I say I don't need MongoDB because I'm not starting it now. I don't need yeah, I don't need MongoDB, correct? So I guess good. I don't need anything else. I can simply start with my API. Let's do it. Okay. So I say router. So router is basically going to create my API. So router dot get. You can see if I say router dot, you can see post method. You can see delete method. You can see put method. Correct. Put is to update. Patch is also for update. So get is to get. So I'm saying get, and first as I said, first make the skeleton. So first say router dot get parenthesis open close, then single quotes, this will be for your route name, then arrow function, correct? Second argument is arrow function. That's it, simple. First create skeleton, very simple. Now you define your route name. Your route name is, let's say, you are talking about, you're giving the API. You are basically creating the API which is giving homepage information. So you say slash home. So it is going to give you the entire data of homepage. Okay, this is API. Do remember, this is API. This is not front end routes. This is API routes. Okay. And then again, same thing, request and response. First argument is request, second argument is response. So in this request response, what you're doing is, since I need to, we need to hit DB to fetch the data. But since we don't have DB call, so we need to create. So I say let, I created one variable called let. Let's say let, what kind of data I'm thinking for home pages. Let's say I'm thinking for this card, right? I'm thinking for this welcome message, for example, cards information, right? So I say get home data equals to curly braces object. Guys, I'm basically creating a complex object. Okay, so you all know what is complex object, which has array, different types, right? Complex object. So I say home. So for home page, I say title. So title should be the same what I wanted here, like this, comma. Now I need basically home page tiles. These are home page tiles or boxes. So I say tiles, correct? Tiles. And now this tiles is nothing but an array. Guys, stop me where you think you are not able to understand. Okay. So second property of my object is tile or tiles. It's an array of object again. So what you need now, can you guys tell me what I need to print? One is the image. Then second thing, quickly. One is the image. Second,
Tile, header,
title,
title, yeah.
and then description.
Text.
Description.
I say title. Title can be health or food. Then description, right? For description, I will paste this itself. And then image, image, no data. Okay, correct. So like this, I may have more than obviously one tile. So food, education. Now this is the data. This we are creating it in API, right? We are writing the API. So API can do anything. API can even have is active or not, is visible or not, correct? So I said true. Yes, it is visible. So if it is true, I will show the tile. If it is false, I will not show the tile. You understood, guys? Did you understand or not?
Yes, sir.
Education,
Yes, sir.
no image. Then say health, no image. Then I say society, right? No image. I make this one as true. 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 Let's add one more. Okay. Its name is sample. Okay, we'll stick to the plan. This I can show you anytime. Okay, so this is my simple basically data which I'm returning from API as a response. And obviously, as I told you, this data will actually come from, it's going to come from the DB. Okay, so as of now, we just doing API, so I just kept it like hard coded. But this will come from DB in next session. Now I need to return it. So what I will do is I say response dot JSON. So you all know JSON, JavaScript object. So I'm returning it in JavaScript object. I say home data. Is that clear to all of you? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right now, simple, right?
Yes, sir.
So my API is ready, but will it work? Answer is no. I need to export this API module dot exports. Correct? I need to exports router. So what will happen is now with this statement, what is going to happen is my router, this router, whatever number of APIs routes I have, all will get export. Correct? All will get export by this line. So export means anyone can import. Very simple. What is export? Export means you are exporting the file so that anyone can import. So who is anyone? Server.js. We come back to here because ultimately whatever number of API we create, sorry, whatever number of API we create, it has to get hooked to our server file. Do you agree or not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So let's hook that as well. So what Pranshu has to say, let's see. Oh, he's also saying yes, good. So let's, I guess there's an internet issue at my side. It's taking a little time to refresh. Team, my voice is audible, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Just wait. It's not refreshing. So now it's working. Yeah. So now I need to basically include my API over here. Do you agree? Because whatever number of API I create, ultimately it has to get hooked in this server.js file. So let's see how we can do that. Very simple, fine, neat and clean code. So what I do is at step 3 itself, or we can do it before that as well. So yes, we can put it anywhere. So okay, let me first of all create. So you do something like this. Say const, again const, which API we're talking about? We're talking about home page API. So we say const home API. We just created a variable API, right? Home API. Say require, because you need to import. Remember, whenever you need to import some file. 1 minute, guys. Sorry. So whenever we need to import, we will be using require. So since our API file is exportable, we make it exportable, so we can import, means we can require. So I say dot slash, what is our folder structure? So if you remember, our folder structure is dot API, correct? Slash, what is the file? API, homepage API. Simple? Team, simple or very simple or super
Yes, sir.
simple, right?
Simple.
Super simple. Now,
Sir?
before this, 1 second.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, in API home API page API, there was one API, na?
Mm-hmm.
Or number of APIs can be there, more than one.
More than one. You wanted to add one more API, you will add over here. For example, food. So someone was saying food. So I say food page dot API dot JS. Done.
Okay.
Got my point?
Yes, sir.
So if our API structure is too huge, then here also under API folder we will create segregation. I mean, we create subfolders. Totally depends upon us how we want to take it. Okay. Now just before just before this API.get, okay, you add or you inject your API, correct? Your API route. Say app.use. In app.use, you can what is the benefit of this one is you can even add the suffix or prefix. Sorry, not suffix. So remember the API starts from, let's say, slash v1. Have you seen v1? No, I don't think you have seen. API, when whatever prefix you want, you can put it. So my API name would be localhost 3001 slash v1 slash API slash. Can you tell me next thing? Can you tell me next thing, team? My API name would be localhost 3001 slash v1 slash API. That is the prefix I have given. Slash from home page. What is the route you're getting?
Home API.
Homepage API dot this.
Let's go to home and slash home, right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
Understood?
Yes,
So
sir.
that will come dynamic. So if you have, let's say, one more API, slash home, slash about, for example, slash services, for example. So whatever route you put, I mean, all what I'm trying to say is all these APIs, let's say this is one more is there, correct? That is for services, correct? So now we have two APIs in home page API. So both of them are now injected here. So if someone will call v1 slash API slash home, so this will call. And if someone call v1 slash API slash services, then this one will call. Getting point? Let me just change quickly. Say food service, correct? Just to show you that we are hitting the right API. Save. Okay. So let's see now. So I have done a change in server file. So I have to kill my server. Control C. So it will kill the server. And then again you started node server. So again server restarted. Now I'm very excited to check my APIs are there or not. So slash v1 slash API slash home. Let's see. Beautiful. You can see your API is ready, right?
Yes, sir.
If I change from home to services, enter. See, services API ready. Correct? Right, team?
Yes, sir.
So tell me, isn't it simple? Very simple.
Yes.
Very
Yes,
simple.
sir. Simple.
Now, can we at the same time quickly connect this API to our project also? What do you say? Right? So let's connect it then. Let's use 5 more minutes and let's connect it. So I will go to where? I will go to my source folder, because now I'm going to my project, Angular project. Okay, we can close all if you want, right? And as I said, I will be having my home page. I guess the home page is nothing but the layout page only, if I'm not wrong. There only we are making all these changes. Yeah, see, it's home page basically. So now in home page, you can see jump button is there. Let's first of all make this one. Let's first of all update this one with the API data. So remember, what did I tell you? It's home or layout which we are using.
So
Let's see in
home
the
we
route.
are using.
Let's see in the route. Last time also I got confused because of this only.
Yes, sir.
Module default route is home, not layout. Okay, so home. So we go to home.ts. So first of all, we'll create one provider service, correct? We'll add one service provider, you mean? I mean, so don't touch this one. Add one more from here, plus sign, add one more terminal, simple. CD, go into source folder, /app folder, /provider folder. Now you are into provider, say ng service and say home. Now it will create a home's injectable or home service for you. Home injectable or home provider for you. Yeah, it has created. So now you are in the service, correct? So what you're going to do is the basic thing. This module you need, that's it. Just add HTTP client, correct? Do the dependency injection. If you have done the practice by now, you would have known about it, right? Private underscore HTTP client of HTTP type. This is dependency injection done, and then I can create one method called get home data, get home data, right? Get home data. Now that get home data, I will be firing a command, say this dot HTTP client. Can I copy paste quickly? Oh, copy paste. And can you guys tell me what is my API URL? Our API URL. What is our API URL? Can you guys tell me?
Localhost 3000.
Localhost
We will,
3000
yeah.
slash
From here it is itself. We'll call it, right? Copy.
beyond API. Yes.
So this is my data. Done. Now my service ready. Now what should I do? Tell me. Next step.
Store.
Next step. Quickly, team.
So save the data.
So Pranshu is saying, why don't we put a relative data? Okay, so Pranshu, we don't know on which domain our API will be hosted. So how can I give relative path? Because it might be possible that my whole API is in some other server, deployed in other server. Okay. Good. So now, yeah. My question was where I should put, what I should do now. I have my provider ready. What next?
So then we will store it.
See this diagram again, and then answer me. My provider hit API. API returns the data to provider. Provider is ready
So
now.
component.
Correct? Correct? So provider is ready now to give it to whom? To component class. Guys,
Component class.
yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Provider will provide data or fetch the data or get the data. Provider is basically hooked with component. Provider has every now and then provider interact with component only. So it takes the data from the component, pass it to DB, or it takes the data from DB and pass it to component. But in between, it takes help of API. So do remember this flow and never forget it. Okay. So component call provider call API, API call DB. DB returns data to API, API returns data to provider return data to component. So far we have reached till this point. Correct. So if you see here, if you see here, so your provider is calling to API, correct? And API returns the data to you. Now provider will return data back to component.ts. So we have not injected it yet. Simply say import and dot slash. I'm talking about the service, right? So dot slash provider slash home service. Now here you put what was that? Home service. Okay, home service. Now you do a dependency injection, as you all know. Private underscore. You can't even copy simple home service. Now our dependency injection done here. Now after dependency injection, I can basically on ng on init, because this is the method which is going to, you know, which is going to fire after constructor. It's basically a third method in the list. So you can say it's like on page load, on component load. Basically this is going to fire, and I can have sorry, I can have one variable, say okay, home response, right? Home page response, because you're getting a response. So we don't know which kind of response you want. So home page response, put any. Initialize it with the default value, set this dot. I say empty object. I don't know, right, which kind of object it would be. So I put any and initialize it with the default. Just initialize it with the default value. Now it's basically an empty object as of now, just an empty object. Now next thing is I will call my API over here. I say this dot home service dot, you can see get home data. Remember I told you subscribe method. So subscribe. Remember I told you subscriber concept, publisher subscriber. So my service is basically publishing, I am subscribing. So it has two methods. That also I told you. First create skeleton, then start working in it. So first method is always going to be a successful, promise resolved, and the second one is
And
error, promise
error.
rejected, right? So I say res, I say err, then I said this dot response, homepage response is equals to res. And why don't I console it? Dot log. I said this dot home, and then I say console dot log. I say error. So let's see, will this much work or not? So obviously what I need to do now, I need to basically give a build. But before build, I need to check. Before build, I need to check, is it working or not? So now you see the beauty of it. Now my API is running at this port. My API is running at this port. Now I'm basically going to start my API. Yeah, my API is running at this port 3001. Now what I will do is I will start my web project. So sorry, this is what I was talking about, Pranshu. Say CLS clear screen. I go back to my root directory. Correct. I say ng or npm start. So I'm running my web project, and my API project is already running at port 3001. My web project will be running at port 4200. So from 4200 means it's like two different domains. So my web project is at one domain, and my services, my API is at other domain. I am expecting a course issue, but let's see will it happen or not. So let this API be running at this port. Quickly, run localhost 4200 and F12. Yeah, I was thinking the course issue. So what is this course issue is? This says, now this actually proves that my front end project is hitting my API. Can you see this? Access to XML HTTP requests at HTTP localhost 3001 / API / v1 / API / home from localhost, right? From this localhost, from this localhost has been blocked by CORS policy, which means cross, right? Which means cross origin. Getting a point? Cross origin requests. Getting a point, team? Cross origin request requests, what do you call it, security, right? CORS has basically stopped because of CORS policy. It has stopped that you cannot access the resource of, because this is resource. What it is data is resource. So you cannot hit from this domain to this domain and get the resource of this domain, right? So what we can do is we need to suppress the CORS, or we need to tell my server, okay, we need to tell our server that, hey buddy, it's okay, right? We need to tell our server, hey buddy, it's okay, it's our domain only. Okay, so I cancel, and I need to make it, I need to make my web project as a trust I mean, what should I tell? In my API project, I need to add my front end project domain, which is localhost 4200. I need to make it as a what do you call it, trusted domain, right? So I will go to my server. Where is my server file? Server, okay, yeah, server.js, and here I will add the costs. I can do it other way also, but I don't want to go in that direction. I want you to understand it, properly the way it should be. So wherever I have, I mean, it's better if I declare it as up as possible. So where we are making a static folder right here at this step, after this itself, I see. Wait. Okay. So before API injection, here we are basically injecting the API, right? So before API injection, let's add the core. So I say app.use again, and this is open close, done. Then one function inside it, skeleton, right? Then functions argument, it's take again request, response, and next. Next is to push the data. So we have our headers basically. So in our request, right, we have our headers over here. So in our response header, sorry, not request header, response header, I need to mention that see guys, this is very important. Just pay attention over here. So I say access, I say access control, simple, allow. See the error? I'm basically doing the same thing. Access control allow origin. I will use the same. Put it over here. That's it. And I'm saying in JavaScript we have double quotes only, not single quote. So we use, I mean, double quote, not single quote. And I say asterisk. Asterisk means any domain can work. Asterisk means any domain can hit this API project. Any domain can hit these APIs. And if I need to put specific names, then I will say if I want specific domain, then I will specify the specific domain over here. For example, localhost 4200, correct? Asterisk means any domain now can hit this API project or API, and use it. And then one more header I need to add. Next header would be control origin. Instead of origin, I say headers, 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 headers. And then here I say, I'm just forgetting it, 1 minute. Origin, and then we say X request, QUST request with 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 comma. I'm here saying content type. Comma, say accept. So basically I'm accepting all the type of method, get, put, post, delete, everything. Content type also I'm saying all kind of content I'm taking. So that's it. And so I say push my changes next. So now for every request, right? For every request we have injected these headers. So now the error should not come. But since I have changed something in my server.js file, again go here, start the server again, right? One second, Utkarsh is messaging. Yeah. So now, since the server is again on, we go back to our different terminal where our web project is running. So it is also running. Let's run this one again. Beautiful. Now you can see I got the data. Did you see that? And you can see in the network we actually hit the API. See, this is our API project, and we get the response also. See, guys, understood or not? Is it clear to all of you or not?
Yes, sir.
What do you say? Isn't it beautiful? Simple?
Yes, sir.
Very simple. What you cannot do in this one, you can do everything here. Now you can take this last 2 minutes and then we're done. You can take this home response and then you go to homepage.html. Here, instead of doing like this, you can do curly braces, home response dot title, if I'm not wrong. Title only, no?
Sure.
Yeah, title.
Yes,
And
sir.
then we have tiles. So why don't we do one thing? Okay, this I leave it on you. You can do it as a practice. Okay. What I want is these cards should be dynamically rendered. Okay. Not statically. Got my point? And you may need to do one thing. The image path which I kept it empty in my API, you need to put this image path in homepage API. Where is homepage API? Yeah, in homepage API here, correct? If you see the image path, I have basically kept it empty. Empty in the sense, I mean, no data. Okay. So you need to replace, you need to update this with this data, this image. Got my point? Guys, did you all understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All clear?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Then if all clear, then let's close the session. Correct? If you don't have any question and doubt, we'll have the session tomorrow.
Sir,
Correct?
can you explain the meaning of the allowances that you given the last?
What?
आपने जो परमिशन दिया जो अलाउ नहीं
हाँ.
हो रहा था,
Okay.
तो जो आपने कोड लिखा उसका मीनिंग.
You mean to say in server.js what I wrote, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 1 minute. So let me just hide the terminal. Yeah. So basically, first of all, what I did is in first header, I say this allow origin should be all. Asterisk means all. So anyone now can hit this API project and consume the API. So I put asterisk over it, means allowed all. And in this header, what I've done is you can see from last, except means I'm saying all, get, put, post, patch, option, every type of method is allowed. I put content type, so which means, I mean, the content type, correct, is also allowed. Like JSON content type is also allowed. Any content type is also allowed. We are taking all the content type also, correct? So this is like origin request with is a prefix for this one. So from the origin, the X request with the content type, any content type, and accept any kind of method will be accepted, like get, put, post, delete, patch. Got my point? Still, we'll discuss about these headers because going forward, you will require these headers, while having the calls, API calls, correct? Asynchronous calls. A lot of time you will be using these headers. So we'll talk about it in detail. This is just bare minimum, the minimum. Team, is that clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now you practice from your end, and what I will do is, so far in the repository, we don't have this code, right? We have this project only at my end. It is not there. Correct? If I'm not wrong, it is not there. I am pushing it now only, so you can pull at your end. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So I will. Can you guys create? Branches at your own? Do you have
Yes, sir.
permission for that? Good. So can you create?
Sir, but
हाँ,
आपने मुझे इनविटेशन दिया था ये वाले प्रोजेक्ट का.
ठीक है. एक बार आईडी प्लीज दोबारा भेज देना. रवि इज योर नेम, राइट?
Okay, sir. Thank
एक
you.
बार प्लीज.
Okay.
Okay, I will add to you over here also. So I'm saying, do you all know how to create branches, and are you able to create branches now? I mean, have you done
Yes,
it for
sir.
LMS? Correct?
Yes, sir.
So create branches like f/ then followed by your name. Okay, f/ followed by your name. Got my point?
So what do you mean by branches? I don't understand.
Who is this guy? Mehboob.
Semipo. Yes, sir.
So Mehboob, you have not attended that session where we talk about branches, Git.
Yes, sir.
We don't.
But which branches that you have talking?
Okay, so if you open GitLab, so do you know how to create branch? Wait a minute. So here, if you see, first of all, the whole project is not there, right? So I will host this project, so you will see master over here. So from master, have you seen or do you know how to create, from master, how to create branches? Yes or no? Okay, see this one. See, master, correct? And then you will have option to create new branch. Got my point? Team, is
Okay,
it
sir.
clear or no?
Okay, sir.
If you have doubt, just ask me. Okay. If you have doubt, just put it in the group. I will help you, or Utkarsh will help you. Anyone will be there to help you. Don't worry about it. Okay. But don't work in master. Okay. Create your own branch. For example, I create a new branch. Say from master only, I'm making a new branch. Say f slash sample feature like this, and say create branch. That's it. Then you'll find this branch. You need to clone first of all master. Correct. Then you need to switch from master. You need to switch to your feature branch. If you still don't understand or you don't know, just let me know in the group. Okay. Right, team?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then let's disperse then, right? So in day after tomorrow's session, we'll see the MongoDB. And since then, I mean, then onwards, day before yesterday's onwards, is going to be all these things dynamically handled. Nothing will be, static or we are hard coding. Everything will be dynamic. Whatever you need to change it in DB. It will reflect, in the UI through API through provider. Right, team?
Yes, sir.
I guess day after tomorrow's session, you are in a state to create your own full stack application. And in how many sessions? Maybe 10 sessions? What is your team? 10 sessions? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Prashu saying my connection was disturbed for the first last 5 minutes. Okay, would you please tell? No, nothing has been done, Pranshu. We were just discussing. That we need to create branches. We need to create our own branch, correct? In the social networking project, and we should not be working. We must not be working on the master. We should be working on our branches basically. So you need to create your own branch. Okay. Right. So that's it, team. That's it from my side. I will, after once this session will get completed in sense means will get processed, I will upload it to our channel and you can see it from there, right? And I hope you like today's session. Correct, team?
Yes, sir.
I hope you
Yes,
like
sir.
today's session. You understood everything, and so it was very simple, very easy, right? So Pranshu's question is any specific name, or we will write your name? No, you say f/. I'll put in the chat. So f/ your name. So I want branches like this, f/ your name. Okay. So that's it, team. Bye for now. We'll meet day after tomorrow.